Investigations in Donald Trump cards poll leave silence cash payments and any probable bonds among his president campaigning and Russia include been dominant headlines. But down there are some legislative turmoil too much. In New York and Washington, the listing of inquiries in the Trump card planet are expansion, any of that could make severe headaches for the CEO. There's a sea at the newest gallery of eyeballs scrutinizing the CEO, and which it all could indicate. On Thursday, the Side Road magazine informed how the board in accusation of Mr. Trump card's 2017 president assumption of office has go by Fed penal inquiry. The board grown in a recording $107 meter, £85 meter, in grant, consisting $14 meter of donors who treated for stock and invest companies and almost $10 meter of such in actual estate production bonds. The full is almost double the sum of the early recording for inauguration fundraiser, set by Barack Obama in 2009. The censor will see in how inauguration cash was consumable and if contributors desired to profit accessing to the new authority. The U.S. Lawyer's Office space in southern Manhattan is processing the investigation, the identical crew implicated in the different Cohen investigations. Onto the magazine. The new inquiry was induced, in portion, by testimony unearthed by Fed agents while they raided Cohen's offices in April. President Exposition, White's Building Click Secretariat Sarah Huckabee Sanders told the doesn't include whatever to do in the CEO or the at first dame while requested on the Side Road magazine paper. How may be the instance, but several of the CEO's nearest friends and associates, and his child, Ivanka, were deep implicated in the inauguration planner. The center attention of specific advisor Robert Mueller's inquiry is to reveal any bonds among Russia and the Trump card president campaigning, but on to latter accountable the investigation may include advance to involve protection to some countries. Saudi Arabia and UAE were one day once again aforementioned, as was Qatar. The CEO has named the whole Mueller inquiry a Hague search and is certainly too furiously subject to any extension of the censor. President Exposition, Mr. Trump card has been more than rather than courteous in the direction Saudi Arabia as CEO, manufacturing the nationality his at first overseas trip, branch in it in a controversy in Qatar and offer a powerful defense of Duke Mohammed bin Salman following Jamal Khashoggi's assassination. The specific advisor's office space could be making more than rather than fair wonder reason. In March, the Trump card organization sacrificed $151,470 in profits of overseas governments accumulated for 2017, though it proposed no future detailed information. The order was intended to escape fleeing afoul of the overseas emoluments paragraph of the U.S. Basic Law, that prohibits Fed officials of reception talent or payments of overseas rulers or representatives. Though the CEO's lawyers told such a grant were not required, Mr. Trump card incorporated to do so to remove any distractions by departure for which the Basic Law requires. In June, yet, law firm General for the area of Columbia and Maryland sued Mr. Trump card, approving how the CEO is ongoing to income of overseas by the government conducting at his properties, especially his similar in-fare blocks of the White's Building in Washington, D.C. As such legislative problem was sacked, and a tertiary, registered by more Democratic lawmakers, is as well twisting its way via the trial framework. So lot for no distractions. With the Maryland/D.C. litigation was registered, Mr. Trump card's lawyers include tested to unit it of procedural action, installation of which could be the at first in a episode of legislative decisions on the width of the emoluments paragraph. Recent 1 week, yet, the magistrate controlling the instance permitted D.C. and Maryland to question 30 subpoenas for industry accounting records of the Trump card organization and affiliate groups, and testimony collection trial how will go on before August 2019. President Exposition, the instance could end up creature a tick policy period bombshell how reveals confusing detailed information on the CEO's industry imperial power fair as his president de-election campaigning is kicking in pinion. In supplement to the continuing Fed probes of the CEO and his interests, New York country investigators are conduct a overview of the CEO's charity basis. Mr. Trump card's lawyers taken to include the instance sacked, but in deceased November a New York magistrate controlled how the concoction, quite supporting a complaint how Mr. Trump Card deliberately utilized basis holdings for his individual interests, knowledge how it may not be in the basis's top interests. For the 2016 campaigning, Washington position interviewer David Farenthold comprehensive how Mr. Trump Card utilized cash of his charity basis, underfunded in big portion by contributions of friends and associates, to settle down industry lawsuits and do grant to construct supporting for his president request. President Exposition, New York is searching almost $3 million in damages, further finance penalties, a 10-year ban on Mr. Trump Card serving as the chief of any New York nonprofit organizations, and a year ban for his 3 senior family, Eric, Ivanka, and Donald Jr. These 4 persons' areas of capacity legislative danger include not consumption of faction of the focus how to some topic include commanded. On environment Michael Cohen, the CEO's ex-private attorney, explainable how he helping organize payments to 2 female who were poised to say on their sex relationships in Mr. Trump Card for the poll campaigning. As portion of a appeal treaty in Fed prosecutorial in New York, he acknowledged extortion of campaigning finance law violations. In trial filings and next statements he has told he was operating at the line of Mr. Trump Card oneself, thing the CEO has furiously rejected. President Exposition, Mr. Trump Card has been immediately involved in a campaigning financial infringement, one of several extortion for that his length-time private lawyer has acquired a jail verdict. The domestic questionnaire, that lightweight one of the payments, corroborates Cohen's expense. The is severe industry. Meantime Robert Mueller's inquiry in Ruski interference in the 2016 U.S. President poll, and probable bonds to the Trump Card campaigning, grinds on. Mr. Cohen has helping in how investigation as so, newly claiming how talks on a offered many millions dollar Trump Card actual property enterprise in Moscow extended so in the president poll time of year and turned on contacts in Ruski officials. The specific advisor's office space, in trial filings comprising the sentence of ex-Trump Card domestic safety advisor Michael Flynn, has as well show the life of a previous unsolved penal censor and extended wide Russia-related efforts. CEO Trump Card has kept down there was no conspiracy in Russia and sacked the inquiry as a more democratic plot. President Exposition, repeated individuals implicated in the Trump Card campaigning had contacts in Russians at the identical period as the Ruski by the government has been charged of charming in cyber warfare to supporting Mr. Trump Card's president candidate. Was down there conspiracy? If so, did it engage the CEO? These are the basic questions Mr. Mueller was employed to reply. All else is box dress.